A very good morning to you. Karibu tena sana to K24 this morning. My name is Mungala Mbuvi.
Karibu sana. Merry Christmas to you and yours. I am Shiko Kaitani.
I'm not doing that. Don't look at me like expecting. You know I'm not.
Wow.
My name is Jeff Moti. Of course, happy holidays to you and yours. And of course, we're making sure, even as we enjoy all of the goodies, K24 this morning brings you the best, of course, right here on the show. Speaking of lessons learned in the year, I'll start with the conversation I'm about to have on Up Close and Personal. A guy who was a mega superstar on the Kenyan scene, had his own record label that was known as Candy and Candy. He was the guy.
Wow.
Goes to Tanzania and is locked up behind bars for 2 years. Released this year, actually.
In TZ.
In TZ.
Yes.
And how that has changed everything. And this was an appeal. So it's a court that actually realized there's no evidence. Go back to your country.
Wow.
Joe Karaoke of Candy and Candy Group stops by to talk about that journey.
You know what? It actually makes you feel like I need to appreciate my life and what goes on.
You appreciate kushikwa na alcohol hapo Thika Road.
Because things can change in a minute.
I did not think that was a movie I was going to appreciate.
Movie.
What else is coming up on the show, guys?
Okay, so of course, if we are, of course, talking about Christmas and celebrating Christmas, do we really understand what the meaning behind Christmas is all about? And today, we have Pastor Emmanuel Gashanja actually stopping by to talk to us about reflecting this time around.
Nice, the selfie pastor. All right, interesting. And then later on, this conversation we definitely need to have. It's the festive season. Chances are you have lots of money, but how do you make sure that you spend that money wisely?
Yes.
I'll be joined by Shiba Njagi from Sentonomy. I have Rumwanda, who's an actor, and McKenna, a content creator as well, to tell us basically how they are planning, or so far, how they've been using their money. And hopefully you will get a thing or two as far as saving your own moolah is concerned, because hatutaki uanze kuzishapa hivi wakati wa Januari.
Okay, fantastic stuff. Now you know what's coming up. You can let us know how your Christmas is so far. Tweet us at K24 TV. The show starts right now.
Good morning and Merry Christmas. Thank you for keeping it K24. My name is Shiko Kaitani. We are so glad that you are with us, and we sure hope that you are enjoying the holiday so far. Of course, it is that time again when we get to celebrate the birth of Jesus Christ. But even as we make merry, what is the true meaning of Christmas? Well, we've got the coolest pastor from this side of the Sahara, Pastor Emmanuel G, or simply known as Emmanuel Gashanja. He is here with us today. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
Handshake
you
for
are
that.
just too kind.
But you are the coolest pastor this side of the Sahara. You should use that in one of your sermons.
Aki, stop.
I'm making you blush.
I know. Yeah, but it's good to be here. Thank you so much for having me.
Awesome.
Yes.
You know, it's great talking to you because you make it so easy to talk about Jesus.
Yeah. I love Jesus. I love talking about him.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think he's one of the coolest people that ever lived.
Yes.
So I think it's important to be cool even as you talk about the coolest person who ever lived.
It's true, isn't it? And it's his birthday.
Yes, it is.
So we need to say happy birthday.
I know. Like happy 2000 and something birthday. Yeah.
I like it. Okay, so, of course the holidays are here with us.
Yes.
This is the time that everyone would probably just be taking time off just to chill.
Yeah.
But then we tend to forget, to reflect and think about what Christmas really means.
Yeah.
To you, when you think about the birth of Jesus Christ, what does that mean to you, Pasi?
Wow. The birth of Jesus Christ, for me, it's just the ultimate show of love.
Yeah.
The ultimate show of love. To me, it's God thinking about me way before I even existed, and said, hey, this guy is going to be here on earth. And when he's here on earth, he will need some help and support and redemption and deliverance and all those things.
Yeah.
So he sent his son for my sake.
Yeah.
So that's just for me the ultimate show of love.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. For those who kind of do grapple with that idea of, okay, fine, I'm not saved, but then again, I am a Christian. And I don't know, what am I supposed to be thinking about during this time? Because we're talking about reflecting on the birth of Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think The ultimate is,
Yeah.
just like I mentioned it earlier on, this is God sent his son
Yeah.
to take on our form so that he could show us what, walking in righteousness, walking in purity, walking in holiness, walking in victory, and, restoring authority
Right.
to us as human beings, which had been taken away from us, at the fall when Adam and Eve fell.
Yeah.
And it's him coming to restore us to our rightful place and what he initially intended for us to be.
Yeah.
So I think it's a time, whether you're a Christian, whether you're, this story
Yeah.
that is shared in the Bible, this is what it means for you. And I think it's important for you to take time
Right.
to just reflect on it and, find out, what does this mean
Yeah, why
for
did
me
he come?
as a person?
Yeah.
What does this mean for me as a person? I found out my why.
Yeah.
And, in reading, initially in Genesis, God creates us to have rulership over the world.
Right.
So it's taken away when we fall into sin. And, the devil or the serpent,
Yeah.
takes over and he rules, and we go through so many years of turmoil.
Yeah.
And then, he sends his son to give us back that authority.
Right.
So for me, choosing him and for him being in me, it means that I have that authority, to be my original intent,
Right. Yeah.
as an authoritarian or to rule,
Yeah.
the earth.
Yeah, it makes you
Yeah.
feel like a winner.
It does.
Yeah,
It does. It
yeah,
does. It does.
There's always that debate, and it never ends, as
Yeah.
to what is more important. Is it the birth of Jesus Christ or the death and the resurrection of Jesus Christ? Because Easter is, always sometimes seem to be, more important or more celebrated than Christmas.
Yeah.
What can you help us, try and understand, from in terms of your perspective or from a
Yeah.
pastoral perspective,
Yeah.
is there any significance over the other?
I think for me, personally,
Yeah.
I love Easter. I
Yeah.
love everything it symbolizes. I love, the story. I love what it means for me
Yeah.
and for, humanity as a whole. But Easter could not have happened unless Christmas happened.
Yeah.
So without Christ being born,
Exactly.
then we would not have an Easter. So for me, it's just as equally important.
Right.
Again, if you look at Christmas and what it means, this is God, they say God is in three parts. There's
Yeah.
God the Father, God the Son, God the Holy Spirit. So he sends the Son,
Right.
takes off his heavenly, godly
Yeah.
garment and takes on your form and
Right.
my form. And I think that's also very powerful.
Yeah.
So even while he was here, he was 100% man, yet
Yeah.
he was still 100% God. So that he could go through the same temptations we go through.
Yeah.
The struggles that we go through. And he faced all of them. When you read the New Testament,
Right.
he faced a lot of all the temptations that we face. But he was able to overcome them.
Right.
So Christmas is just as important because of, I guess this is somebody morphing into something else. It's like, for example, if we were gods,
Yeah.
and then you send your little handsome boy to be like a cockroach,
Yeah.
so that he could save the cockroaches,
Yeah.
the cockroach
Yeah.
race.
Yeah.
For me, it feels just like that. So,
I like how many movies you watch as well. Yeah. So he's down there, yes, coming to save the cockroach race from extinction.
From extinction,
Right,
yeah. So he changes into a cockroach. And you know what's interesting?
Yeah.
After Easter,
Yeah.
he does not take up this form, the form of God again.
Yeah.
He takes what is a resurrected, glorified body, which is just a better version of what we have.
Right.
So he sacrificed so much for you. That's just love. That's just love.
And even speaking about that word love, because, Christmas is something celebrated by Christians,
Yeah.
but, I don't feel like it should be limited to just Christians. Why? Because God is love.
Yeah.
And love, cuts across.
Yeah.
And when we talk about love, this is what we should be showing at this
Yeah.
time, if you ask me.
Yeah.
How can we do that best, Pastor?
I totally agree with you.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we've corrupted what the season is about.
Yeah.
But again, picking up on what you're saying, celebrating love, celebrating the kind of love. One, I feel like, it's important for us to spend the time reflecting on what that love means to us. Two, thanking him for that love. But three, not just sitting and eating and, just partying, but also showing love in the things that he would love for us to, just showing our heart for the things that he shows his heart for. The less fortunate, Jesus loved kids. This is a fantastic time for us to go to homeless shelters, or fantastic time for us to go to, orphan children's homes. It's a fantastic time to give to the community. It's a fantastic time to just, give somebody and show somebody God's love by being a part of the less fortunate. So that's, for me, that's what, it's about,
And when you even think about how charity should begin at home, what I'm wondering is, how do we also pour that love back into our homes, even for you as a father, as a husband, as the leader, what should you be pouring into your household right now, even just to inspire your kids, your wife, you name it?
I think one of the things I have come to learn is the most powerful thing as a parent or as a father or as a husband is showing the love of God. That keeps giving itself, over and over and over. But most of all, it's one, spending time with them. There was one time I was reading a study that for children or for family members, the largest memories or the best memories they always have of their childhood is the time they spent with family.
Wow, that's a
It was not
powerful
gifts,
life.
it was not promotions, it was not nothing. It was always the time they spent with family. So what are you doing with your family? How are you spending time with your family? My boys and I, I've looked for different things that we are doing, we are constantly doing together. And it doesn't have to take a lot of money. It's just as long as you are together bonding, like almost every day these holidays, we've been playing some cards, we've been playing Monopoly together, we go out, get haircuts together.
It's the simple stuff.
It's the simple stuff.
And the thing is, for a lot of parents, especially those who have, toddlers probably going up to teenagers, and this is actually the time to now ship them off to Shosho's place.
I think it's the biggest mistake. Well, it's not a big mistake because it's good for them to bond with their grandparents.
But the intention should not be to...
It should not be to, get rid of them so that you can finish your stuff. No. Again, creating memories with them. Just the simple things. If we go to the mall together, if we go to the national park together, it's just a morning drive. You don't have to see anything, but just as long as you went, even if you just get gazelles on that day, and we take pictures of those gazelles. I like to cook, so I normally cook with my sons.
Nice.
And they've taken a liking to it, so they bring every gadget and they start videoing it. So
you're soon going to be on YouTube with your own channel.
I know.
Nice, fantastic. I love that. I love the fact that you have highlighted that it's really about creating memories. And it's not about the trips. It's not necessarily about the gifts. It's about what are you doing, and it's, just that connection. Okay, when we're building connections, let's talk about the community around us, because I feel that just because, yes, it is the Christians who are celebrating Christmas, we cannot just lock out those who are around us. Any tips, ideas on how to even just welcome the rest of our community, our Hindu brothers and sisters, our Muslim brothers and sisters as well?
One of the things that really challenged me some time back is I lived in Dar es Salaam at some point. During Ramadan. During Ramadan, every evening when they were, breaking fast, what they call iftar, they would invite us and we would eat together. It doesn't matter whether you're a Muslim, it doesn't matter whether you're, they would invite you into that space so that we would join for the meal together. And, at the end of Ramadan, when we are celebrating Eid, they would big bash. Every Eid festival, there would be a big bash. So how is it that we can also invite others into
Yeah.
our space? I think, you know, if you do your parties, invite every single person into that space,
Right.
whether they're Hindu, whether they're Muslim,
Yeah.
doesn't matter who or what, you know, what race they are, doesn't matter the tribe they are, you know, just invite them into that space. Let's celebrate this great thing
Yeah.
that happened, you know, a little bit over 2,000 years ago.
Yeah.
And it's in doing that you never know what seeds that you plant in people's lives.
Right.
So it's just, I think it's just about inviting somebody in and having them, you know, as part of your,
Yeah. I've listened to you preach, and I wonder, you know, when God calls us to do things for others, He's not just saying, okay, on Christmas Day.
Yeah. Yeah.
Would you like to challenge us a little bit this morning, as far as giving back is concerned? You know, just caring about being your brother's keeper is concerned. That it just doesn't end by this week. In fact, today, you know, like what are we doing January, February, March, April, you know, throughout the year?
Yeah. You know, we've become a society that's so caught up in getting ahead, so caught up in our hustles, so caught up in everything. And I think it's important that even as we get into this season, it's my hope that each one of you out there listening to this, that this will be your New Year resolution. That love is not a seasonal thing. Love is something that's constant, and love is eternal, and love happens always.
Right.
And part of love is, you know, sharing the heart of God with people on a daily basis.
Right.
It can be just smiling with them. It can be just listening to them. It can be, you know, going as far as giving to them. It could be spending time with them.
Yeah.
You know, I was just talking to somebody not too long ago, and I was saying that the only calls that I get is when somebody wants to, you know, or needs something, or pastoral advice. I rarely get, you know, friends who just call me to talk to me. And there's this one friend who calls me, like, he's so consistent on a weekly basis, and we will have a conversation about boxing. We'll have about football. You know, just talk about family, and that's it. And for 2 hours we are talking, and I'm just like, once I'm done, I'm so fulfilled.
Right.
So I think, you know, even in this day and age where people are suffering from mental illness, it's important that somebody just has somebody to talk to, somebody to share with. I have a friend who not too long ago came back, you know, from, was living abroad and came back into the country, and they're struggling, you know, figuring out. So I'd reached out to them and asked them, hey, how are you doing? You know, how's it going? How are you settling in? And they were saying, man, it is so lonely. It is so hard. You know, when you've been away, your networks have gone. So you don't know who's out there. And sometimes love means just availing yourself to somebody and having a conversation with them. And sometimes having a real and not a plastic conversation.
Right. Not you trying to ask for something, you know, wanting something, genuinely asking, how are you? That is powerful. And I'm going to ask you to give a message towards the end, even for that person who could be feeling very lonely during this season. Perhaps, you know, a loved one passed on. Maybe you're not close to your family, and, you know, you have to work very far from what you call home. You know, words of encouragement for them. But that's, you know, as we're winding down. But even like, you know, you've just said that love is eternal, love continues. For those who are in perhaps in a relationship, marriage, you know, dating, what message would you have for them even as they're winding down the year and they're thinking, I've got another year with this person. How do I make it fresh? How do I use this time to just rekindle what we've got? And you know, you're kind of like the love guru.
It's you know, it's interesting that you say that. You know, it's interesting the way our psyche is formed. That, you know, the beginning is January, the end is December. So naturally, by the time you're getting to December, everybody's just like hoping to get to the line, you know, the finish line, and we're struggling. And you find that, you know, you just want to rest. You don't want anyone to disturb you.
Yeah.
But I think for me, I'll just tell, the lovebirds out there, the ones who are in relationships, the one who have a bae and stuff. This is an opportunity for you. During the year, we're hustling.
Yeah.
We're just trying to get ahead. So we don't make time for each other.
Yeah.
And I think it's an important time for us to just sit and, first of all, reflect what the year has been, and then just enjoy each other.
Yeah. Okay.
And enjoying each other, means many things. It could be the simple, it could be if you have money, you can go to Dubai, and Mombasa. But yeah, I think just spending time with each other, doing stuff with each other.
Yeah.
Even walking in the city, driving around the city, taking a drive around,
Yeah.
Not too long ago, my wife and I went to around Mount Kenya.
Yeah.
We had done something, and we're just like, you know what? Let's not waste this day. Let's go and just take a drive. So through Meru to Nanyuki and back, and we took, different stops.
Right.
And let me tell you, it was so amazing. We learned about our country.
Yeah. Something new. And it was just the two of you.
And it was just the two of us,
Right.
just talking.
Yeah.
Everyone's holding hands, and then, just checking out and enjoying the scenery.
So couples should ideally be spending this time very wisely. Yes, I know it's family time.
Yeah.
But you have to figure out how to incorporate that and not lose yourselves in the midst of the celebrations.
Yeah.
Very important.
Yeah, it's very important. Very, very important. I can't stress it enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The us time.
The us time, yes. Yes.
Okay, and when someone actually heard that you were coming to the show, and like I said, you have now been branded this love guru pastor, and so she was actually telling me, still we've got men today who don't take time off to be, with their wives and with their families, even if it's Christmas.
Yeah.
She was like, you need to tell Pasi to talk to these men.
Yeah.
Si ati unakuja unatulipia to trip na
I
unapotea.
know.
So you have to address that, because she's
Yeah.
going to be mad with me completely. Yes,
Yeah.
she's called Nyambura.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nyambura,
Yeah.
this one's for you.
No, really.
All the men in Kenya, put down your djembes, put down all your tools.
Yeah.
It's time to go and spend time
Yeah.
with your family, with your wives.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, it will refresh you and rejuvenate you, ready for the new year.
Yeah.
Like you've never known before. I know for us, we take time as a
Yeah.
family. At least 1 week, we'll try and, leave the city.
Yeah.
And then just go and spend time. And it doesn't matter where we go. We do everything together.
Right.
So we wake up together, we go and have breakfast together, lunch together, and then we look for little activities where
Yeah.
we do competitive. It's kind of like bonding also
Right.
with your family.
Yeah.
So imagine, going archery together or horseback riding together,
Yes, yeah.
or, just small activities,
Yeah.
or just doing a nature trail and having to laugh at, your wife because she can't keep up,
Yeah.
know.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
just things like that. You have no idea how it refreshes you and just fills that love tank.
Yeah.
And by the time January comes through,
Right.
you're so ready to go back to work
Right.
and get on the hustle.
Okay.
Yeah.
When we talk about now, of course, there's spending time. It's not just about the gifts. It's about creating these memories. Pastor G, you've talked a little bit about some of the activities that people can actually incorporate into this holiday. But going forward, when you talk about couple time, family time, do you feel that it's something that has to be a schedule? Because people always say, oh, we're so busy doing this. Where am I going to get the time to do this all year round? But the lack of time is what's pulling families apart. So when you're talking to families and counseling them, how do you go about encouraging people to make this not just on the regular? How do I schedule those activities every week with my kids, with my wife, have that couple time, you know? Your advice on that?
Here's what I'll say to that. I was actually that person who says, I don't have time. Now, in my profession as a pastor, most of my gigs are in the evening.
Yeah.
Most of my gigs are on the weekend. The only day I'm really off is on Monday.
Yeah.
Monday, everybody has gone to work and school. So there's really no time.
Yeah.
And I remember my wife saying, something about my sons asking, hey, you know, this guy is not around. This guy doesn't spend time with us. And it really ate at me because I'm very passionate about family.
Right.
So I remember hearing this conversation where this guy was talking, and you know, he's gone in ministry much further, or
Yeah.
he's one of the renowned, I guess, speakers and stuff.
Yeah.
And here's what he said. He said, after many years
Yeah.
of missing out on family, I have purpose that all my events, all my gigs, everything
Yeah.
is centered around vacation with family. So what he does is 3 years from now, he has already set all his vacation time with his family.
Wow.
And then everything is, you know, everything on the schedule is planned around that.
Nice.
So I took it a little bit further
Yeah.
because now I'm not there yet. I'm
Yeah.
not where he's at yet. So I took it a little bit further and I said, you know, at this point, I can afford to do this. And every single day
Yeah.
will be centered around, or I plan my schedule
Yeah.
around my family. So what does that mean? It means like in the morning, am I dropping the kids?
Yeah.
In the evening, am I picking them up? That's time to bond and talk.
Right.
And, you know, just find out how they're doing, where they're at. It's time for them to know that you're present.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, and the irony, even in your case, is that you'd be busy fixing other people's families,
fixing other people's
and
yeah.
helping other people, but
Yeah.
in your own
So
life,
my own life,
Yeah.
they're missing out,
yes,
you know?
yes. So you could be working for Jesus,
Yeah,
and at
yeah.
the same time, your family is also struggling.
Yeah. Other simple things I do is in the evening now, I take walks with my wife. This is our workout time,
Yeah.
but it's also time for conversation.
Okay.
And I found that the richest conversations we have had is during that 1 hour
Yeah.
when we're walking and enjoying. We just decompress about the day, and somehow,
Yeah.
you know, we just go into speaking about vision
Yeah.
and stuff, and
Yeah.
it's just such an amazing time.
Okay.
But you just have to make the time.
Okay.
Because, I mean, life is so demanding. Life, just everybody from everywhere is,
Yeah.
you know,
Pulling at
tagging
you.
at you.
Yeah.
And you really need to know what's important. What are the
Okay.
big rocks?
Yeah.
How are you going to deal with those big rocks?
What are
then
yeah.
the other little ones, and
Yeah.
to the point you get the pebble and the gravel
Yeah.
and the sand. You know.
Okay.
Yeah, and then just understand, what's
Okay.
important.
So as we wind down, like I had said earlier on, I want your message for those who are feeling lonely, but for those also, Pasi, who, you know, in the beginning of the year actually said 2019 is my year.
Yeah.
And then, oops, December is here with us.
Yeah.
It wasn't exactly my year because I haven't really achieved much. And just yesterday, Movie was even talking about this. It's like, how do you face yourself?
Yeah.
This is Christmas. The year is over. Yes, I love Jesus. I'm celebrating his birthday, but I don't feel like such a winner.
Yeah.
You know, how should I, you know, deal with that?
Yeah. I think I want to remind everybody that, yes, we set goals. Sometimes you achieve them in the time, sometimes you don't achieve them in the time that you have allotted. And I think it's important to, one, grant yourself grace,
Yeah.
grant yourself some mercy, and then just say, you know what, this is the pause. This goal still continues,
Yeah.
and we will achieve this goal. I think it's also important to realize that, or rather be patient with the process.
Yeah.
Ask yourself, of the goal, you know, have I been able to do 1 or 2 or 3 steps?
Right.
And you know, just build on that. Sometimes we look at the big picture and then forget that, you know, there's steps that we have done to
Right.
get where we're at. And I just want to tell, you know, people that don't be sad.
Yeah.
Don't feel bad. Remember the times that we have kept, January to December.
Yeah.
That's not the limit. You have your whole life
Okay.
to whatever. Run your race,
Yeah.
and understand during running your race that, you know, you'll have some strong moments.
Yeah.
You'll have some rough moments.
Yeah.
But, you know, as long as you keep running,
Yeah.
you will make it to the finish line.
Okay.
Yeah.
One line for the lonely heart out there.
One line for the lonely hearts.
Yeah, one line.
For the lonely hearts out there, one of the things I've realized is we often wait for somebody to come and talk to us. I would challenge you go and find somebody,
Yeah.
chat with somebody, reach out to somebody. There's many of us out there who are actually lonely.
Yeah.
And we are waiting for that person to take the first step.
Yeah.
And if we are the ones waiting and they are waiting, then guess what? We'll remain lonely.
Okay.
So I think it's important, take
Yeah.
that first step.
Yeah.
Reach out to somebody. If it doesn't work out with that one, reach out to another one.
And yes.
Yeah, there's tons of them, you know.
Okay. Okay.
Just ask somebody, what's the plot
What's
this
the plot?
weekend?
And we're sure something will come up.
And so, yeah.
Pastor G, I want to
Yeah.
thank you so much for taking time to be with us
Thank you for having
during
me.
this special season.
Yeah.
Of course, we're not going to say goodbye without singing something for Jesus.
Oh, Lord.
What is your favorite carol?
I don't know the words to it.
Yeah.
But my favorite Christmas song, not
Yes,
carol,
okay.
Christmas song
Uh-huh.
is Mary Did You Know?
Okay.
But I love Joy to the World.
Oh, okay. I like that one too.
Because it's easy.
Okay.
Joy to the world, the Lord has come.
Uh-huh.
Let earth receive her King.
King.
Let every heart prepare him room. And heaven and nature sing, and heaven and nature sing, and heaven, nature sing.
And then when we turn it over, because it's happy birthday.
Yeah.
Happy birthday, dear Jesus. Let a cake to kule sasa.
Yeah.
Okay, well, thank you so
You know,
much.
I was hoping when you said letter cakey that somebody would just come.
No,
Surprise!
our
Christmas
producer is
cake!"
in game like that. She
I
just attend us
know.
like that.
We need to talk to her. We need to talk to her.
Okay, so well, anyway, we want to say thank you yet again to
Thank you
Pastor
for having
Emmanuel G for being with us on this Christmas morning. Remember, it's not just about Christmas. God is love. He is, of course, love is eternal. And of course, it goes on beyond Christmas. So remember, it's about creating those memories. Reach out to that person who you know probably needs to hear from someone this holiday season. And with that, we hope that you have been inspired. Thanks a lot for watching. We're going to take a short commercial break, and then we get back on the other side. Jeff Mote comes up with Up Close and Personal.